Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come to review and sign our Constitution. The President of this convention will be Ares of Kingdom 244, and he shall have the floor.
Thank you, Zelda. After the chaos that naturally ensued in the beginning of our kingdom, as we all scrambled for control, the cooler heads prevailed, grouped together, and formed a family, which shone as a beacon of unity and peace throughout the entire kingdom. Due to our keenness to open diplomacy as a way to progress, we successfully captured the lost temple without violent conflict and have established a kingdom of our own. Even if our kingdoms are at peace, we are still not guaranteed internal unity. Time and time again, kingdoms have fallen to civil war due to domestic issues under the guise of the ambitious rebels desiring political control. The standard peace agreement simply does not last a lifetime. Concerns of the people cannot be simply disregarded. It is a very complex issue. People might often believe they lack the economic benefits or social position they deserve. The same people will see weakness in your government, and they will see that their only option is to rise up in arms to take the political power that you hold. Can anyone here contemplate such tyranny without horror? The federal government and all its functions will act in the benefit of its people. Under experienced leadership, they will hear the concerns of the people and establish the order that is needed to ensure prosperity for all. Through our union, we will work to mutually benefit one another. The stability by creating a house of law in which people will enact laws, by establishing an impartial, fair federal oversight which will oversee all disputes between individuals, group, or kingdom, by creating an office of imperator which will lead us and command the Union forces to victory in the many wars to come. I present to the leaders of this convention the first charter of the land. Section 1 is the binding agreements. Article 1. The realm of Achadea is a federal constitutional monarchy comprising the kingdoms of 244 and 243, each of whom have agreed to form a strong union in the spirit of mutual benefit, and they shall henceforth be called a member kingdom as a denotion of their membership. Article 2. There are three types of law: constitutional law, federal law, and kingdom law. Constitutional law are the rules in this constitution agreed upon by each member kingdoms who bind in this treaty and cannot be changed by any legislative body. Federal law are rules concerning all member kingdoms and are enacted by the Legislative Council. Kingdom law are the rules set by the King's Court, applying for only his own kingdom. The Article 3 is the member kingdoms who are binded in this treaty agree that they recognize the right of each function of the federal government and agree not to undermine the legitimate authority laid down in this constitution. Section 2 talks about the Legislative Council. Article 1. The Legislative Council is the legislative body of Acadia, and all member kingdoms shall be provided for fair representation in this council. Councilmen are the members of the Legislative Council and serve at the Emperor's pleasure. The kings may appoint up to 12 councilmen from their kingdom to influence the legislation of federal law. Article 2. Legislation must be consistent with the Constitution and in allegiance to the Federation. A consistent legislation has the full force of the federal government. Federal law may be enacted to repeal existing legislation. Article 3. Legislation is divided up and organized or codified by subject matter in the Acadian Code of Law (ACL) to make for easier use. Legislation is arranged in named titles, and within each title the topic is further subdivided into chapters and sections. Article 4. The President of the Council is the presiding officer of the Legislative Council, appointed by the Imperator, and is bestowed upon the responsibility to keep the council organized, open regular meetings at least once a week, report directly to the Imperator the issues that were discussed, codify legislation, and inform the public of new legislation. As part of his council responsibilities, he may dismiss councilmen from the meeting of the day if he deems them disorderly. Article 5. During a meeting, the parliamentary leader will be the most senior councilman of a member kingdom appointed by consensus between the councilmen of their respective kingdom, and is bestowed upon the responsibility to coordinate the work of the councilman representing his or her kingdom and mandatorily speak in debate sessions. Article 6. Each councilman is given the opportunity to propose a law to the meeting. They must put forward a full description of the proposed legislation and justify its necessity, after which the president must open a debate session to discuss the matter. Article 7. Councilmen of their respective kingdom may be given a time of recess by the president, led by the parliamentary leader, to coordinate their stances on the matter before a debate session. Article 8. During a debate session, the president may call upon each parliamentary leader to speak. All councilmen may request to speak on the matter after the parliamentary leaders have spoken. After the president deems that the debate is over, he must open the voting session to declare the council's official stance on the proposed legislation. Article 9. Each councilman is given one vote during a voting session and may choose to abstain from voting if he wishes. Article 10. During a voting session, a bill must gain more than 50% of the total votes to be passed. The power to break a tie will be vested upon the president. The president must pass a bill to the Imperator for his approval to become federal law after the meeting has been adjourned. Article 10, Article 10, Article 11. Federal law is official legislation assented by the Emperor, applying to all of the member kingdoms and supersedes normal kingdom laws. Section 3 covers the duties of the Imperator. The Imperator, may also be called Emperor, is the head of state of Achadea, exercising legal sovereignty. All legitimate authority for the government comes from this title. That is Article 1. Article 2. The Imperator has the power to appoint an heir. The heir is entitled to inherit the title on the incumbent Imperator's resignation. Article 3. The Imperator has the power to admit and expel member kingdoms. Article 4. The Imperator has the power to issue imperial decrees. Imperial decrees have the full force of federal law and are codified under the Acadian Code of Law, ACL. In times of peace, imperial decrees are temporary orders effective for up to 1 month and must be consistent with existing laws. Article 5. The Imperator is the supreme commander of all of Acadia's forces. In times of war where cooperation between member kingdoms are the utmost necessity, imperial decrees shall have no limits. Section 4 covers the Supreme Court. Article 1. The Supreme Court of Acadia is the highest level court for the realm and all its member kingdoms. The Supreme Court holds the right to declare if a law violates the Constitution for any pre-existing laws. The power to review, amend, and overrule decisions made by lower courts and tribunals shall be held by the members of the Supreme Court. Members of the Supreme Court serve at the Imperator's pleasure. Article 2. In cases where the outcome cannot be determined based on existing statutes or written laws, the decisions of the Supreme Court will be common law. Common law is a body of unwritten laws based on legal precedents established by the court. The Supreme Court shall follow the ruling of historical cases when making a ruling on a similar case. Article 3. The Justice is a member of the Supreme Court appointed by a general consensus between the kings and shall hear oral arguments and make decisions on cases granted certiorari. Article 4. The Chief Justice is the judicial head of the Supreme Court appointed by the Imperator and is bestowed upon the responsibility to receive petitions, organize cases, assign cases to a member of the court, and inform the public of these cases. Article 6. Citizens of this realm have the right to send a petition or a complaint. A petition asks the court to provide a court order, while a complaint is filed to seek damages or to get the defendant to start or stop doing something. Section 5 covers the local government. There is only one article though. Article 1 is the king is the highest ranking representative of his member kingdom, and in war, the commander of his kingdom's militia. The power to create kingdom laws as they please is vested upon the king and his delegate, as well as the power to hold tribunals. Section 6 covers the Council of Kings, and there is only one article. The Council of Kings is the body that allows for a change in constitutional law, and it is composed of the king of each member kingdoms, with a majority agreement of all its members, and the approval of the Emperor. The Legislative Council is granted the permission to create, modify, or remove constitutional law. And that is the end of the articles. That was all that was said. So now that the charter has been said, it is time for our leaders to pledge their allegiance and declare the Constitution into effect. Zeldet will orchestrate the pledge.
The first to pledge will be Lothier, the head of state of Acadia.
Unfortunately, Lao Che is not here, so he asked me to pledge on his behalf. I pledge allegiance to the Union, Constitution, the people of the Federation, whom I hold dear responsibility to protect using the instrument of law. I pledge to devotedly hold the office of Imperator and all the responsibilities that come with it under the law. I pledge to use the instrument of law for the mutual benefit of all our kingdoms without any malintent, injustice, or unfairness.
The second to pledge will be Strawberry, the king of 244.
Fortunately, they are both offline because they were having a birthday party. So I will also pledge on Strawberry's behalf. I pledge allegiance to the Union, the Constitution, and the people of Kingdom 244. I pledge to respect the decisions of the Federation. I shall commit to my constitutional duties to protect the kingdom to which I preside over. I shall commit to hearing the concerns for the people and use the instrument of law to adhere to them.
The third to pledge will be Mustafa Ali, the king of 243.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
Sorry, guys, I'm not very good in English, so keep up with me. I pledge allegiance to the Union, the Constitution, and the people of Kingdom 43. I pledge to respect the decision of the Federation. I shall commit to my constitutional duties to protect the kingdom to which I preside over. I shall commit to hearing the concerns of the people and use the instruments of law to adhere to them.
The fourth to pledge will be Aries, and he shall be presiding over the Legislative Council as president.
I pledge allegiance to the Union, the Constitution, and the people of the Federation, whom I hold dear responsibility to protect using the instrument of law. I pledge to devotedly hold the duties of President of the Council and execute my duty with fairness and impartiality. I pledge to use the instrument of law for the mutual benefit of all our kingdoms with any malintent, injustice, or unfairness.
The last to pledge will be Coke, and she shall be presiding over the Supreme Court as Chief Justice.
Pledge allegiance to the Union, the Constitution, and the people of the Federation, whom I hold dear responsibility to protect using the instrument of law. I pledge to devotedly hold the duties of Chief Justice and execute my duty with fairness and impartiality. I pledge to use the instrument of law for the mutual benefit of our kingdoms without any malintent, injustice, or unfairness. Thank you.
I will now give the stage back to the President of the Convention.
Thank you, Zeldit. Today and onwards, we are a federal government united against the common enemy and have all agreed to the said above. Ladies and gentlemen, the Constitution is now in effect. The appointment of Legislative Council and Supreme Court members will be later after this meeting. Thank you everyone for witnessing this convention. You may stay for the KVK discussion which will take place right now, then later a private announcement for both Kingdom 244 and 243 concerning their domestic affairs. Everyone can ask questions in the audience chat and you can see below this channel and I will be prepared to answer them. After the Q&A session, we will be moving to the private announcement, including the KVK discussion. So please ask questions in the audience chat if you have. KVK1, you mean after KVK1? Uh, you mean the kingdom's plan or my plan? Like, I plan to stay after the KVK1, of course, and maybe I'll stay here to KVK 6 or 7. I don't know. I'll stay here for a long time. But as of yet, we do not have any plans for Kingdom 244 after its post KVK. Okay, second question. You're planning to control both kingdom powers to place both kingdoms at similar bracket? Yes. This organization is a permanent Will there be a TLDR of this or have all this in writing to view the articles? Yes, you will have the constitution in paper and I will be posting the link to it after this meeting. So, do you guys have plan going into KVK1, the kingdom? Of course, we have a plan to go into KVK1. We plan to go to KVK6, if that's the case. This will be the last question before we move to the KVK discussion topic. I will let Toast say the last question. Oh, alright then, let us move on to the next. So, our first topic for the KVK discussion is the state of the kingdoms. So, Mustafa Ali, 243, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, hello man, how is your kingdom doing? What is the state of your kingdom?
Okay, let me tell you, my friend, it's about the original alliances, the native people of the kingdom. We are doing good. We have no problems. Of course, there is a small problem, but between the leaders, we are okay. We have everything settled together. But we still have like some problems with the people who came from 41, the CKU family. I think I told you about this situation before.
Yes.
They came here trying to take the temple, and they wanted like challenge the kingdom and take the temple without our permission. We have to fought them. In the last MGE event, they like was planning to screw it, and this is exactly what they did. We set some rules to make the people form in safety, but they didn't leave the people. They started to attack the farmers. They started even to attack some cities. They definitely crossed the limits. So we had to force them to leave the kingdom as soon as possible. So this is the only problem we have now, but it's not a big deal actually. We it's like from 2 days, and now almost all of them left the kingdom already. Just few of them, which is waiting to have the permission to, which give them the ability to move again.
Yeah.
So that's it. We in the kingdom, we have the top four alliances, N and P and UD, E, also the top like from 6 to 7 or 8.
Wait, can anyone hear me? Oh no, I think I've messed up my sound. I'm not able to hear anything. I'll come back, wait. Alright, so I trust that I can hear everything now. I did hear Mustafa Ali's status update of his kingdom, but it cut abruptly, so might not have heard the end. But we'll move on anyways. Move on. So Kingdom 244 is so far doing well. We are at peace since ever since uh, ever since zone the passes for zone 2 opened. I think everyone was at peace. And we are mostly just setting up the organizational structure, like the decision making council, like that. And yeah, we are planning to set up this federation. That is our goal for our kingdom, for the benefit of our kingdom and yours. Oh, wait, let me answer Ace's question. So, great, I have a question. Forgive me if it's been answered. I have wondered for a long time. Is there one single person who is in charge of this kingdom's vision? It is me and Lao Tse. It is actually our plan in the beginning we set up. Like, I just asked him if he wanted to make a federation, and he thought it was a good idea. So I formed the concept. I built the constitution, and then I sent it to Mustafa Ali and asked him if he wanted to unite, and then he accepted. So our but our leader will be Lao Tse, because he's the one who is actually experienced. He's more experienced than me. Lao Tse has been playing for 3 years in this game, I think. 3 years. So, due to his experience, I think he's better off being the leader of all of us. He is also is very open to diplomacy, and he knows his shit. Forgive me for that word. Anyways, let's move on to the next topic since we do not have any more questions. Oh, I'm waiting for Innkeeper. Innkeeper, if you do not have questions, please say. Because I'm waiting for you if you have any questions. Alright. Well, Mustafa Ali, Wallerman asks a question. Do you think, CK, you will have any impact on us in KVK, Kingdom 43? If we can ask the questions right now, if this can be answered. So, Ali, can you answer this question? While Mustafa Ali answers Wellerman's question, I will answer Ray the Destroyer's question. His question is, how are you going about with the allies? Currently, we have set up an alliance with 42, 46, and 47. Naturally, 44 and 43 are allied. Yes, we are allied with 47. Mustafa, your mic, I think it's broken, and you can please adjust it. Maybe that's why I thought my mic was broken. I thought my sound was broken. Mustafa, are you there? Please fix your mic. Ellen's, um, whatever opinion you have on 47, I think it's more of a personal reason. Maybe you've migrated from 47 because they destroyed your alliance or something, but you have to understand that they are now a ally, and you should respect that. Okay, Toast asks, have you thought about, or is there already a hit squad that are ready to and willing to attack zero unwilling players who break rules and need removing, or people who are rogue, etc.? Um, I think you've told us this before, but I never really considered it because of the many punishment options we have. For example, we can set a title to someone that gives negative buffs, kick them, or just zero them, or just set a marker on a line on a rule breaker and kick him out and zero them. So as of yet, we have not decided on a hit squad. Um, Maybe save your questions later. Let's move on to the next topic. Save your questions for later. So, Mustafa Ali can chat in the audience chat if you think your mic is broken, if your mic is actually broken. But I want you to try fixing it. Maybe the mic is unplugged or something. No, I cannot hear anything. But actually, our topic, next topic is T5 units. How many T5 players does your kingdom have? Can you please state, Mustafa Ali? For K244, we have 45 players right now. And I think we will have more in the KVK. But right now, people are trying to get the T5 units. Oh, I know. I meant 45 players. Yet we will have more in the KVK. Promise. Okay. Okay. So our next question is, how many alliances will the kingdoms bring for KVK? So, Mustafa Ali, how many kingdoms? How many kingdoms? I mean, how many alliances will your kingdom bring for the KVK? How many alliances does 243 have that will play in the KVK? Same. We have 4 fighting KVK alliance. I mean, yeah, 4 fighting KVK alliances, but another 4 is going to be the farm alliances that will be used for blockading the the passages in the KVK. 4 fighting and 4 are defending for us. I might be wrong. It might be 3 fighting alliances. I don't know. We have a K244, 2244, and N244. Yes, I think we have 3 fighting alliances because the 3 alliances does have whales. We have 3 whales, so I think 3 will be fighting and 5 will be. I mean 4. I mean 5, 5, 5. 5 will be defending. Right. Thanks for the information, Sherry. So the distribution of rewards will be announced later. Altai is currently preparing the map, and it will be shown in our next meeting with the KVK allies. So in maybe sometime next week, we'll be hosting a meeting with the KVK allies, and at that point, Lao Tie will present the distribution of rewards in the KVK map. Okay, so at this point, it's all about domestic affairs. We are over with the KVK discussion. It will be. I think we can just stay here on the bottom of the server. I think we can just stay here. So thank you for everyone for attending this convention. 244 and 243 players may stay. Others may leave. Have a good day, everyone. I just have some announcement coming from Lauti. Earlier, I showed to Mustafa Ali the three policies we'll be instating, and he actually agreed to adopt this policy. He's actually interested in what we have to say for our policy in this kingdom. So we have three announcements. First announcement is Alliance Cavalry and Infantry players. So we need to organize the Alliance militia by ranking members according to their preferred unit types. All alliances must set their cavalry players to R3 and their infantry players must be set to R2. Why R3 and R2? Because we need to organize our KVK fleet. And I think ranking them is the best way to do that. Achadea thinks this is the best way to do that. It's mostly cavalry is mostly the pay-to-win people, and infantry are mostly the FTP players because I think the cavalry players are the ones who are paying for these cavalry commanders, the legendary. It's hard to get a cavalry commander for legendary for free to plays. So the main in the ideal situation, free to play players will choose for infantry. It can be heavily logistical, but it is possible. And yes, it is smart. It is easy to see who is who. Maybe you can set a alliance ready check, so you can ask your alliance members if they are a cavalry player or infantry players. Those who places the green button who checks it are the cavalry players. Those who click X are the infantry players. Maybe you can do it that way. Yes, before the KVK. You are supposed to do this organization before the KVK. Yes, this is going to be used for organizational purposes. All right. The second one is the alliance technology. The second announcement is about that. Every alliance must focus on their territory technology. This is including but not limited to technology that increases building speed, flag quantity, building durability, and march. These are necessary technology for the KVK. There are categories in the alliance tech, and it is preferable if you focus on the territory. Third one is the farm alliance resources. Every farm alliance must conserve their storehouse for the KVK, so this can be used to build a blockade against our enemies. So if your alliance owns a farm alliance, then please conserve the storehouse so it can be ready for the KVK. If there are any questions, please state in the VC text chat below. The 3 announcements have been said, and there's only questions and answer session left. Alright, so if there aren't any questions, then we are done. Meeting will be adjourned. Thank you everyone for attending. Bye. Oh, and also more announcements later regarding the Supreme Court and the Legislative Council, because we will be electing. Each kingdom may elect up to 13 councilmen, which will represent them, and I think you might need a voice chat. You might need a voice chat for that. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. You guys are adjourned. You guys are dismissed.